What's up, everybody? This is Alex Worldwide Keller, and you're listening to The Card is Going to Change. And let me tell you about one of our beautiful, amazing, gracious, and awesome sponsors. That's right, it's Pollyanna DIY at Pollyanna DIY on Twitter, on Instagram. Go to PollyannaDIY.com, and you can get all sorts of amazing buttons, shirts, pins, the whole kit and caboodle. That's right, PollyannaDIY.com. But now, let's take it to the reason that you hit download, the reason that you are streaming. That's right, the card is going to change.
Hello once again, everybody. Thanks for listening to AIW's The Card is Going to Change. Before we get into this week's episode, as always, I want to give a shout out to our sponsors that help us bring the show to you for free each and every week. Firstly, thanks to Angelo's Pizza. They're feeding us here as they always do while we record, and they, of course, bring pizza to you at our live events at Mount Carmel. If you want to try more of their pizza or anything else on their menu, it's all delicious. Head to Angelo's on Madison Avenue in Lakewood, Ohio. And thanks to Smart Mark Video, they record all of our live events. And if you want to relive any of those or watch them for the first time, you can purchase that on DVD or digital download from smartmarkvideo.com. And additionally, head to powerbomb.tv, sign up using the code ABSOLUTE, and you will get a 20-day trial for free. And then stick around and just keep watching the shows that we put out there from the AIW archives. And as always, thanks to Jack Prince, who helps take care of all of our printing and graphic design needs. They can do all of that and more for you, whether it be banners, t-shirts, business cards, flyers, everything and anything. For all that they have to offer, head to jackprince.com.
That's jakprince.com. And there's no Steve Guy.
Are you the moderator?
I'm the moderator of Shorts, remember?
Moderator of Shorts?
That's what you said.
Well, that's a worldwide joke.
He'll like that one. We are here live in John Thorne's apartment. That for a pretty penny, I will send fans the address.
No, don't do that.
I will. You DM me. You slide into those DMs. PayPal.
You told me you tweeted my address when you got here, and I fucking flipped out.
I've never seen you rush to your phone faster. You rush to your phone faster at that than when trying to figure out the stuff about Sid.
Yeah, because I don't want anyone fucking knowing where I live.
You let Worldwide hear.
I like Worldwide.
I love Worldwide. But would you say that he doesn't carry some weirdness with him?
Well, he's a member of the weird world.
Oh, I guess so, yeah.
Yeah, Worldwide is a respectable guy to other people's properties, as long as he's not intoxicated.
The other one, though. The other one we can't speak that way of.
Weird Body?
We can't speak that he was respectable to other people's properties, right?
Why? What did he do?
No, never mind. It was Worldwide. He's been known to kick in windshields.
Oh, well, yeah. I mean, that was the whole Russell Rager thing.
I wouldn't say that he's respectable to people's properties.
He'd be respectable to my property.
What if he gets mad?
Why would he get mad?
He's a lunatic at times.
I know. I actually been meaning to talk to him about his drinking and recreational drug use, because his Instagram is like insane on like a Wednesday night.
Hold on. I'm using this Attitude Era pillow.
That was made by.
I'm getting real close to you.
That was made by Chandler Bingham's grandmother.
Oh, that makes me weirder. Okay, I'm 3 inches from John Thorne laying down.
Yeah, he is.
Making him real uncomfortable.
This is a really exclusive interview here.
Oh, I forgot to take my shoes off, too.
Yeah, you're scuffing my couch up. Got this free from my Uncle Jack and Aunt Karen.
What have you paid for in your house? The TV? No. This pillow? No. The chair you're sitting in?
No.
The table?
No.
What have you paid for in this house furnishing-wise?
I don't think anything, actually. The stove I got for free. The refrigerator I got for free. The kitchen table I got for
Bed?
free.
Your bed.
The bed was bought for me by somebody else.
Who was that? Somebody else?
I can't.
Was this a GoFundMe? A John Thorne needs to move GoFundMe?
No.
I,
Who do you think I am?
eh. So go back to this worldwide thing.
What do you want to go back to?
You say his Instagram.
Yes.
What's wrong with it?
It's insane.
I haven't checked it out ever.
It'll be like Wednesday at like 10 p.m.
Uh-huh.
And he's just like doing like a fucking POV cam of his face, like smoking cigarettes, screaming about like political fucking agendas, drunk outside of a bar somewhere. And it's like, I think he's the only person at the bar.
And why does that worry you?
Well, don't you think that that's a little worrisome?
I mean, which part? The yelling into the Instagram or the drinking?
The drinking on a daily basis?
I don't see much worry in that.
You don't? You drink daily?
Not daily.
How often are you having a drink these days?
Twice a week.
Twice? Okay, that's acceptable. Twice. I'm saying this is like,
According to this podcast, every time I come to Cleveland for
Oh,
one of
yeah,
your
let's-
shows,
let's-
I get fucking hammered.
I just want to make it clear that we're sitting in my house. It's a morning of Escape from Cleveland. We're having some coffee with Halloween Havoc on in the
Drink
background.
coffee. But this fucking cat.
You're not a fan of cats?
I hate cats so much.
Oh my god!
I hate cats. And he smelled my shoes when I took them off. And I thought he was gonna like spray. 'Cause that's what I've
It's a
heard
girl.
cats do.
It's a girl.
Well, same thing. Well, she can't spray.
It's Mr. Whiskers.
What? I haven't had a drink yet today.
I could tell you're a little irritable.
That doesn't make me irritable because I haven't drank today. We haven't had a meeting today. Steve Guy left me at his house to go to the gym.
Yeah, he's probably going to be upset when he returns and you've like just Ubered to my house.
He locked his front door while I was there.
He tried to lock you in.
I think he tried to lock me in. He tried to abduct me.
Abductions.
He tried to abduct me. He locked the front door.
We almost. So you're saying we could have had to send an Amber Alert out about you?
What would I? Yes. He doesn't have any food in the house. Steve Guy never has food. He has barbecue sauce that's expired from probably 6 months ago.
I would never eat that.
Yeah, you don't need anything.
No.
Let's get to the matter at hand. Heart of the matter here. Two of the guests today had very awesome requests in my mind. The 666 guys, what did they want to do today?
The 666 family
Yes.
got a text bright and early. They wanted somebody to take them to Golden Corral. And they had a screenshot of the Google Maps location of the Golden Corral, where it was located.
And how many students offered?
None.
Okay, so let me pause you there. What was the other guest, and what did he request?
Ultimo Dragon.
Yes.
He wants to eat American steak and drink wine.
Okay, and how many students offered to do that one?
Still waiting.
Okay. So, 3 people, 2 runs, easy 2 runs, and no students.
I'm very upset with these students right now.
This is ridiculous.
I know. And I think it's time that I think the mood is about to change on the students because, I go out there and get Ultimo Dragon signed up,
I can't believe that you picked up Ultimo Dragon, by the way.
Yeah, I had to pick them up.
You don't ever do that. You've never picked me up.
I pick people up sometimes, but
You have never picked me up.
you and Steve Guy got like a relationship.
Yeah, we have a relationship, yes, but even before that relationship, you never picked me up.
He always dibs on that though. He always calls dibs.
No,
on
it
that.
was Dave the Potato at first that you stuck me with.
Well,
And then
Dave-
I said no more Dave the Potato.
Oh, he stopped offering.
Oh, that's another thing that needs to be talked about. Sidebar.
Sidebar.
Fuck Dave the Potato.
Okay.
Why Why is he too big for his britches these days?
He says he can't leave the car lot at until 4 p.m. and it's an hour away. So he'll show up around 5 and be like, "Hey, buddy, anyone coming in from the airport?" And I'm like, "Dude, the door's open in an hour. I would hope that they're all already here."
Is this this is before he then takes the mic and does opening announcements?
Dave the Potato does opening announcements?
Yeah. This is your show, John.
Well, Dave the Potato is he's taking on a bit of a Don West role, or a Jeremy Borash at TNA house shows.
I will listen to Don West on full volume much longer than Dave the Potato at all.
Here's the thing about Dave the Potato. He will annoy somebody into a purchase, which is what I'm looking for these days.
You're looking for people to be annoyed?
I got a lack of income these days. I'm going to need all the money I can get.
You have a lack of income? No, you don't.
Yeah.
What I just witnessed, you don't have a lack of income.
Yeah, you witnessed me filling a lot of envelopes.
Filling a lot of envelopes.
I usually don't have to do that job either, but Pedro's in Disney with the family, so I had to take on way more responsibilities.
So, are you going to bury Pedro for going to Disney like you did me for going to Tim Allen?
No.
That's the same thing, is it not?
No, Pedro gave ample notice.
I gave you 2 weeks.
Pedro put in a 6-month vacation request.
Vacation request to you?
Yes.
And did you have to okay it?
Yeah, I approved it with HR.
But you approved mine, too.
Well, I had no choice to approve you.
Okay, so that was okay with you then. See that, but you still...
No, because you cost me a beer sponsor. I had a whole beer sponsor lined up because they wanted to star Leprechaun Origins. They wanted to say Bud Light presents Dylan Hornswoggle Postel live at the Music Links.
I do remember you saying that now.
And then they said,
I do remember you saying that.
I said, "Where's the little guy?"
I don't... those words never came out of their mouths.
That's what they said.
Those words never came out of their mouth.
They said, "Where's the little guy?"
And then you gave him Weird Body.
I don't know what I gave him. I don't think I booked any stars on that one. I can't recall.
I don't think so. I think I was the name.
Oh, great! Oh, Grado was the other name who also canceled, so it was doubly fucked.
That's right. That's why I was really mad.
Kikutaro.
Yep.
Kikutaro.
Him and Dick Justice.
Yeah.
All right.
So yeah,
this is
let's get into how was Tim Allen?
Awesome.
It's been a while since you've been on the pod. You've been talked about quite a bit.
Yeah. Yes, I have. Every week I now have to listen to the Hornswoggle Burial of the Week. It's like a segment on the show.
It's not burial. We're just speaking the truth.
The last show, I wasn't even the least bit hammered. The one that you guys just talked about.
Absolution?
Yes.
You still had a couple cocktails.
Yes, I had 2 cocktails all day.
Well.
And night 2, I didn't drink at all before the show.
Night 2? What are you talking about?
That was J-Lit.
Oh, J-Lit? Well, that's because you're so hungover.
I didn't have anything to drink.
Why is that?
Because I'm a professional.
Oh, yeah.
I will say, when you last show, when it was at Absolution, when you showed me the DVD trailer.
Oh, was that Wrestle Rager?
It was at Wrestle Rager. When you showed me the DVD trailer, and my part in that first night 1 DVD trailer, I couldn't believe
how drunk you are in that.
No, I wasn't drunk anymore. That was the part where the Red Bull and pre-workout kicked in.
You look like you were sweating and having a real bad time.
I was having a great time. Great time.
Anyone that's listening to this, go look up the Absolution 13 DVD trailer.
No, J-Lit.
Or J-Lit.
J-Lit Night 1.
The J-Lit Night 1 DVD trailer. Just so you could see Hornswoggle walking down the ramp in the condition that he's in.
I was fine.
Yeah, okay. You think you could have passed the breathalyzer?
I was fine.
You think you would have passed the breathalyzer?
No, because I was on medication. I was on cold meds.
Oh, my God. Whoa, what a worker. Cold meds.
Yeah.
You know how, like, when somebody gets, like, so many DUIs, they put a breathalyzer in their car to start the car?
Is that what you're going to do in Gorilla?
Yeah, I might put it at the curtain won't open for you unless you could pass.
For me?
Yeah.
I love that I'm the only one.
I don't see anyone else having any drinking issues. Except
this
for Steve.
Isn't an issue.
Except for Steve Guy at Wrestle Rager.
Oh, well. I
I don't have a drinking issue at all. You guys, you flew me in early and made me meet you at the bar with Guido that morning. What did you think was going to happen?
I thought you were gonna have pizza, which Guido ordered.
No, I didn't want pizza. I wanted the Big Buford.
He was really adamant on that pizza though,
He was so mad that I wouldn't eat it.
and he's mad that they wouldn't let him cook it.
Yeah, that's what it was too. Oh, that'll bring up a topic. We can edit that whole.
Yeah.
That can bring up a topic. Have you ever had someone in no condition at a show? Or you've had to have some people.
Like, Jimmy Rave.
Really?
I don't know what
Was it the one that was the show I was at?
I think so.
Yeah. Was that the only time you used them? No, you used them before.
I used them 2 or 3
back
times.
in the day, right?
No.
No?
All recent. I think that was the only time, and we ended up having to rebook the entire show because Hot Sauce was like, I can't wrestle this guy in this condition. And poor Dick Justice had to walk him through something.
I wasn't there.
No, you weren't there for that?
No, not at that one.
Yeah.
I don't think so. That's Jesus. The other thing, I'll explain to you fans listening to this wonderful podcast that's going to go off the rails many times, I'm sure, is as I arrived to John Thorne's house, he has 9 wrestling action figures, placed on his banister. John Thorne doesn't buy toys. That's the first thing that stood out to me, was these he didn't buy on purpose.
I bought one.
Maybe the Johnny Gargano one.
No, that was a gift.
Of course it was. I'm going to say the Kevin Owens one.
I bought that one, yeah.
Okay. The zombie Kevin Owens. But then I proceed to ask what those are there for. And why are those on the banister?
Because my cat likes to climb up there and jump on back of my TV.
And, okay, what happened to the first time the cat attacked your television?
It broke. Shattered the screen.
Okay. Your 13-pound cat shattered the television?
It's a very light TV.
Your 13-pound cat shattered the television.
Yeah, it fell forward and it cracked the screen. I mean,
fell onto the ground?
Yeah, it wasn't mounted. It was just like on like a
Entertainment center.
Yeah, and it knocked it right down.
Okay. Well, this looks like a brand new television, though.
It's pretty new.
Yeah? So you had to buy this new one?
No, not exactly.
How did you... Because it looks like it would be an expensive TV to just... Especially, I would have been really angry at the cat for breaking one television and then having to buy a brand new one that's...
I was pretty pissed.
Impeccable shape. How did you afford this new TV?
Oh, my God. So I still had the box for the TV.
Yep.
And all the, styrofoam that comes in the box and everything.
4 months later, you told me.
It was like 4 or 5, maybe 6 months later. And I put it back in the box. And I got my grandma and I said, let's go to Target. Tell them that this TV you got is broken. And no one's going to argue with an old lady. And it was so old, they can scan it in and see the date, up until a certain point when it was purchased. And they're like, it's not in the system. My grandma's like, I don't know. I got it. It came from here. I don't know where the receipt is. So since she was such a nice and understanding customer.
Were you in the store with her?
Yes.
Okay, that's a little better.
They gave her an even bigger TV in a straight up exchange.
Oh my God.
For the broken TV. You don't like that?
No. That's ridiculous. Did you immediately think?
You know why else you're not going to like it?
Why?
I did it at your former employer.
Yeah, that's why I'm upset about it. Did you immediately think when it broke, how am I going to get a new TV?
Yeah, because it was like a housewarming gift.
And then did you think, how can my grandma help me get a new TV immediately?
My grandma's just a lady that gets shit done. She had some connections back in the day. She knows how to get things done.
All right. That's so we continue on the thought of what is bought, what it was actually purchased in this house, and that's another thing knocked off the list.
Oh, I'm telling you, I don't think one thing was purchased in this
In your
house.
whole house.
No.
Which is the address again that I will disclose privately to AIW wrestling fans. That lamp?
Nope.
Jesus.
Nothing. The frames. I bought the frames. The frames for the.
Did you frame the stuff?
Oh no, I had
Yourself?
somebody else do that.
You had someone else do it. So let's talk about. I want to talk about this. How you came upon this pre-party. Something I've been telling you for a while that you need to do more of is sponsorships and stuff like that. How did this pre-party come along?
Well, actually,
And why wasn't I invited to the pre-party?
well, I think we've established why you weren't invited. Actually, it happened by kind of mistake during J-Lit weekend. Filthy Tom Lawler and a couple other guys walked up the street, and they stopped in there for a beer or whatever in the middle of the show, because they were done, I think it was probably J-Lit night 1 maybe, and they were done for the evening, and they were just in there talking, and the owner was in there, and he's a big wrestling fan, and he said he's had Johnny Gargano come in and tweet about the whatever, and probably gave him free shit or something, So then he gave Tom, and maybe Dom was there. I can't remember, but he gave the group of guys that went in information. And he said, "I would like to get involved with what you guys are doing because it's so close." And then we. Things didn't, it was just one of those things that was there's nothing done in time for absolution. But, we said, hey, we have these following dates coming up near your location. And they said, well, what would you like to do? And I said, well, what about, because fans show up so early, fans want to tailgate. We already have so many issues kind of with the venue, with it being a school's back in session. I want to try to divert as many of the undesirables that could be drinking outside of a elementary school as possible.
Besides Worldwide.
So, Worldwide is the first to divert it. He's hosting the party.
Okay.
So
the plan with the pre-party was just to get Worldwide out of Mount Carmel.
no, I think Worldwide is going to be an extravagant host. But by the time this airs, it'll all be over, so we'll know how that turned out. But it just kind of happened by coincidence, so we're going to see how it goes.
It's,
And it just, happened the way it did based on, the no beer at Mount Carmel now, so that kind of...
Yeah, I said that the other day to you this week. I said that it's almost, the no beer at Mount Carmel is awful, but we'll see tonight how it affects the show, obviously. But with this pre-party, I think it really is a way to push that pre-party even more.
Yeah, and I mean, it's, pre-party and after-party now, and we're going to try to get the Mount Carmel things resolved, but, there's a lot of issues at hand right now.
That's a hard one to resolve, but never know what can happen with that. Heart of the matter, Booker T replacing Kevin Nash.
Yeah, it's been it's been a pretty stressful.
You've had a really good 2 weeks.
Awful 2 weeks. By the time this airs, who knows? But yeah, it's been a rough couple weeks. My dad is in the hospital, still in the hospital right now with liver failure and kidney failure, and I don't know what's going on with his mental capacity because of all this. Because seems like he's got Alzheimer's out of nowhere or something. Which is that's crazy to deal with when he was normal 3 weeks ago. But then there's that. Then discover that my grandmother also has lung cancer, which is, crazy, out of nowhere sort of thing. And then there's been this, threats of legal action against myself and AIW over the beer stuff. And, which makes it even greater that it was a former wrestler who apparently has started all of this trouble.
Allegedly.
Allegedly, yes. It's pretty much confirmed.
Allegedly.
But allegedly. And then last night at 2 o'clock in the morning, Kevin Nash texted me, sorry, bro, I got an offer for a Comic-Con that's going to be triple the money. So, I can't make your show. I'm going to do the con all weekend, which he agreed to this date like 4 months ago. Yeah. Advertising is going. Tickets are on sale. Sponsorships have been sold because of him. So that was fucking, it's been like, honestly, like if I was ever just going to be like, all right, I've had enough of life and wrestling, this week has been pretty close to it.
Yeah. It was very almost reminiscent of the Sid thing, where we didn't hear, we didn't know, and then
at least the show is still like over 2 months away.
Yeah.
It's like 60 days away or something like that. And I actually like ended up like I was so stressed out about it that I left work early yesterday and just went and started trying to gather my thoughts and try to come up with a plan. I didn't go to the zoo.
If the zoo would have been a perfect place to go.
I didn't go to the zoo, unfortunately. I went and just kind of sat in my car and, had some music going and trying to get my brain stimulated. And I started going through my phone and I texted Booker T because I'm thinking of a marquee guy.
Yep.
I hate to repeat talent like that, at that high of a price tag.
Yeah.
But, it is a new market, which is close to an hour away. And it's really hard to find these really upper level guys on a Saturday, which is honestly why traditionally AIW runs Friday nights because most people are more available on Friday night. But, Akron, we're trying to do a con with a more traditional day, entertainment day. And, I came up with a plan of guys who I was going to contact who I've worked with before. And Booker T was the number one guy on the depth chart, I guess you could say. And, he texted me back after 7 hours later. He texted me back and said, and we worked out a deal. So Booker T will now be the headliner for the Rubber City WrestleCon show.
You're welcome for that name.
Yeah, you are responsible for it.
Thank you. I think it's a heck of a replacement. I think it's a heck of a replacement. I really do. And I just think that if there's a marquee guy to replace Kevin Nash, obviously Booker T is at that level for sure. We were going back and forth on some names, and I'm glad this one worked out.
Yeah, this is going to be one of the bigger endeavors that we've ever accomplished, or not accomplished, but attempted. Hopefully, we'll accomplish it. But it's kind of one of those things. It's like let's just throw it all down on the line and see what happens. And this was a lot of it was because of your. I guess antagonizing of me to do something like this.
Yeah, after I run back in Oshkosh. I run ACW Wisconsin, and we've done 2 of them now. And last year being much more of a con, so to speak. And so after that happened, I went well. I asked John. I said, "Have there ever been anything like this in Cleveland or in the area?" And I think you said no.
No, not really. And I don't know, and this is going to sound bad, but I don't know how well it works in Cleveland, just based on the overall competition for the entertainment
There's a lot more
dollar.
stuff to do, yeah.
There's a lot more stuff to do in Cleveland, but Akron is a little bit more, laid back and a little bit more, you're not getting a ton of big events rolling through Akron. And, we saw with just, the Ricky Steamboat show, how many people came out of nowhere for that. So I figure, let's try it again. Let's get some more people involved. And, we'll see how it goes. Maybe we'll try like some con activities, like a Q&A panel with Hornswoggle or something like that. But, just to kind of make the time go by for the people to get all their autographs, because it's going to lead right into the show.
That's the thing is you can't give too much time that people are just kind of sitting around. And once they get their autographs, you don't want them for hours just sitting there waiting for the show to start. Otherwise, they're going to get bored.
Right. So, that's going to be the next step. It's, finalizing the lineup, which I have maybe one or two more things to finalize on it. And then it's like, okay, let's think of some other ways that we could kind of, entertain people as they're, getting their autographs and buying merchandise and things like that.
And you guys have been done very well with these meet and greets as of late. And it's actually kind of shocked me how well they've gone and smoothly they've gone at Mount Carmel and at these other places.
Yeah, we mainly do it at Mount Carmel, but it went very well in Akron last time. So this is taking like a real serious business turn. But I feel like wrestling is more. I don't know if you want to say devolving back into how it was in like 90s independence, but with all the hot indie guys just getting signed up, and the ones that aren't signed are just charging a premium price. I think this is a way to be more sustainable.
Hold on. They're charging a premium price, the ones that aren't signed? Is that something I should be doing here?
I don't know. Are you booked solid every weekend?
That's not what I asked. No, I think you're right. And I don't think it's devolving. I think it's just changing a bit where you see these, these signing / shows doing well. And I think it's because it gives the people that are coming to the shows something different than showing up at 7, leaving it at 10, just seeing wrestling.
Well, and the thing about it is I also look at it as a kind of a guerrilla marketing tactic. And I don't know if you've looked at it this way, though. But, say, for instance, you did, you do your Water City WrestleCon every year, right? ACW presents. Now, some 10-year-old kid is going to be like, I met Ryback at ACW when I was 10 years old. You know what I mean? And it just, it kind of gets that branding into those people.
That's exactly what it is. And this last Wednesday, I had someone come up to me and say, "Hey, when are you guys coming back to the arena?" I said, "Oh, not till next year, but we have shows every month at our normal building." And they had no idea about it. All they knew about was the arena thing. And and because we did it there and it was such a big event, they don't really know about our monthlies. And that's kind of our tactic going forward. And I think with you doing this one, it's spreading the brand even more. Spreading the word of the brand and making people realize that, hey, there's wrestling going on besides what's on television and Ring of Honor and that kind of thing. That there's more to wrestling, and especially there's a whole nother world to it besides what you see on television and what's mainstream.
Right. And, I love modern independent wrestling, but the thing is these guys are just getting too in demand. So, it's harder and harder to build around some of these guys now, because like Joey Janela, for example, Joey wants to come back. So, every month, but he cannot pass up these gigantic paydays where he's getting flown to Australia or he's getting flown to the UK. So it's more difficult it's almost becoming more difficult for these upper tier, and not even to say AIW is an upper
pause
tier.
This real quick. Paul White is smoking a cigarette.
Yeah, he used to do
on
that.
the way to the ring.
You didn't know that?
I remember seeing like a video of him doing it on Nitro one time, like a gif of it. But this is a thing.
Yeah, that was the thing. The smoking giant.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
I was a strict WWF guy.
So was I, but I knew about this. But anyway, like I was saying, you know, it's harder. It's harder for these upper tier American independents to get a lot of these guys because now there's so few of the elite independent talents that they're just getting flown all over the world now, and you know, there's a lot more money for them outside of America than inside of America right now. And you know, another thing is I don't know what has caused it, but it seems like there is a lack of guys to fill the void right now on the independents, and it doesn't seem like anybody is on the verge of breaking out into that eliteness like you've always seen, because it was such a gradual turnover when guys would leave. And then, you know, it was like you had your guys like Chris Hero working with guys, and they were bringing, you know, a guy up to this level, and then they would disappear, and then that guy is bringing up the next guy. Now guys got signed at such a rapid pace that there's no turnover on that passing down or whatever, you know.
It's at this point, it's not even, hey, this guy has a real good following and this guy's real over on the indies. It's this guy is getting a good following and this guy is starting to get some hype.
But it's very rare now.
Yeah. No, what I'm saying is that's bad. You know, a few years ago it was they would get signed after they have the following, and now it's during when they're starting to get.
Oh yeah,
following.
they're just everybody's getting eaten up by WWE now, and you know, and even before, you know, Ring of Honor, you know, wasn't as big, and you could book the Ring of Honor guys. Now, like most of those guys are signed to exclusive deals too. You can't, you know, like you can't book them. And then the guys that aren't booked to an exclusive deal are the guys that you don't want to book from Ring of Honor. You know what I mean? Like just like filler guys. So it's a weird time, and these meet and greets have helped astronomically, you know, build to the you know just the future of AIW. And I guess I'll talk on this, you know, based on you know, the situation of, you know, these disgruntled former AIW workers and stuff is the quote is, you know, the shows suck now. AIW sucks. The shows aren't good because we're using students instead of you know, established local talents. And I don't find that to be true, because honestly, if we don't start trying to expedite the process on establishing these students, there's going to be nobody left, or it's going to be guys that are forever going nowhere sort of guys. And you cannot evolve as a brand or a company. And I don't think any of the students have failed up until this point. I give them all enough rope to hang themselves with. And so far, so good, I feel, on a lot of them. But that has also helped AIW because they've brought new fans in. They obviously work for a cheaper fee than some guy that I got to bring in from, you know, Montana or wherever the fuck, you know, a guy's located. And it's overall just working out. And I feel that it makes AIW stand out. It makes AIW be different. And, you know, I'm going to stick with that. AIW has had more hype at times, I guess, on the internet. But hype does not pay the bills, is what I found out.
That right there is, you know, I kind of go through the same thing back home. Is we have our students, and you know, you get the what? It's always, why does he have my spot? Okay, do something to earn that. This guy's selling 25 tickets. How many tickets did you sell?
And that's the thing that guys don't realize is, I am a promoter. I am in the business of running a business. You know what I mean? Like
the company can't keep going if there's no ticket sales.
I cannot sustain running a company off of my real life job and living off of, you know what I mean? Like it's just not possible. It's about running a business, and fans and wrestlers especially don't like the reality of the business part of wrestling a lot of the times. And that is to remain profitable and not have to, there were so many years where I'm going to the bank and overdrafting my bank account just to go pay somebody that wasn't drawing a crowd. You know what I mean? And now that it's become such a reality to me as I've gotten older, that how I have to remain to make this profitable. And so far so good, as far as getting things on track. So there is a future of AIW, because I could very well just blow it all and I'd be done.
That right there is the biggest thing, the future of AIW. And it's guys get mad when these students are on shows. How are these students supposed to get any better if they're not on the shows?
Exactly.
And how are they supposed to get other places if they're not on these shows? They can't just do camp matches. They cannot just do camp matches. It gives them no experience.
And that's the thing too. I have an obligation. You know what I mean? They came to this school because there's a promotion attached to it. You could go to a wrestling school that doesn't have a promotion attached to it, and where are you going to wrestle? You know what I mean? It's hard. So I have an obligation to do that for them, and I want to do it for them because, a guy that lives in Cleveland that isn't an AIW student isn't going to be the guy that's going to get the ring and set it up and set the chairs up. You know what I mean? They want to show up and get paid and go home. And these guys, even though I'm mad at them at times, like, today.
No, they're still on the hate list.
I'm mad at them, but, I am going to say, without the infrastructure of the AIW school, after Biggins passed away, there'd be no way that I could be running this company right now because there's just too much to do and too much to juggle with having a real life and I have a real career outside of wrestling. So I can't just be like, hey, I'm going to go get the ring by myself. I'm going to go set the ring up by myself. I'm going to go do this by myself. I'm going to go pick up everybody by myself. It's impossible to do without the help of these guys.
That's exactly it. It's these students make the show happen as far as getting it going and the pickups and the whatever needs to be done behind the scenes. So almost their payoff is getting to be on these shows. All right, John, you finally let me in your house.
Yeah. What else you got to say?
I have nothing.
You got nothing?
I am hungry.
You're hungry?
Happy Dogs.
You want to go to Happy Dog and eat a hot dog?
I want to go eat a hot dog.
You think this was informative for? We never have like serious business talks. It's usually like chaos.
It's usually chaos or burying me.
I don't bury you.
But no, we don't ever have serious talks. It usually is me talking about my Oscar-worthy performances in my movies.
Let's talk about that for a second.
Okay.
Why don't you have an agent?
That's supposed to be what you're doing.
I meant like a Hollywood agent. I signed up for IMDb Pro.
You're so stuck on that. I don't have an IMDb.
I signed up for IMDb Pro so I could try to book Dave Bautista. I got a hold of his agent.
Yeah, is he coming in?
I don't think it's going to work out. Okay. But I looked at yours, and you have no agent. If someone wants to put you in a film, they don't know how to get a hold of you.
Bookhornswoggle@gmail.com, brother.
You're telling me Steven Spielberg knows how to find you on Twitter?
My buddy Steve, yeah, we talk quite a bit.
Oh, can we talk about this? We could, I guess we got to end it on a funny story. Can we talk about how you got drunk during the Green Bay Packers game the other day and you started
during, after
you
week one. This is time sensitive. So week one, Green Bay Packers. Aaron Rodgers pulls out this craziest football win ever. You don't watch sports, so you don't.
I watched the Browns game with my dad at the hospital.
They didn't win.
The Browns?
Yes.
Well, they didn't lose, which was
stop. They didn't win.
They didn't lose.
Oh my God.
I tell you what, I did watch Hard Knocks though, that HBO documentary series. I got really into it.
I'm not sure what that is. Is that the Rock one?
No, Hard Knocks is like a reality show based on one football team a year on HBO, and it was on the Browns this year. So I watched it. I got really into it. I sent Baker Mayfield a DM. I told him anytime he wants free tickets, brother, come on down.
Him and Dave Bautista.
Dave Bautista, I was trying to book.
So I watched the week one game, Green Bay Packer game. Incredible game. I end up having some celebratory drinks afterwards, and I don't know why, but then in my head, I needed to visit Jim Henson Studios.
You messaged me the next day and you said, I fucked up, man.
I then texted my people with the Muppets and said, I need to visit Jim Henson Studios.
Is it a member of the Henson family you're texting directly?
No, it wasn't a member of the Henson family. It isn't. It is not a member of the Henson family.
But a high ranking Muppet
It
guy.
is a very higher ranking Muppet performer, yes. I messaged them and said, I need to visit Jim Henson Studios. How do we make this happen? I will fly out to LA in the morning. They proceeded to say, oh, hey, Dylan, how are you? They go, well, I'm not in town right now. They're shooting something. And I said, okay, how do we make this happen? And they said, anytime you're in LA, we'll make it happen. And so then hold on. AIW podcast fans, Halloween Havoc 98. There is a tag match, Steiner and Paul White against Rick Steiner and Buff Bagwell, who just turned on Rick Steiner. Watch Paul White, the Giant, climb this turnbuckle. The drop kick was very impressive, but watch him get onto the turnbuckle.
Around this time, he was practicing a shooting star press.
No, he wasn't.
That was reported, yes.
Really?
I remember reading that on the internet.
Jesus. So I proceeded to text John Thorne, if your cat... Okay, that's not my hat. I thought your cat was going to lick my hat, and I was going to get really angry. I text John Thorne the next morning, right, on Voxer. I Vox him. I go, hey, man, anytime you want to go to Jim Henson Studios, I got an in. And he proceeds to ask, how did this happen? And then I tell him the story about my drunken text message.
Are you going to tell the other text messages you sent out?
No, I'm not. That one I will not tell, actually. No, because I'm still fingers crossed on that one.
Yeah.
Yeah, that these happy dogs will really help my way getting to there.
Hopefully Vince still has the same number, huh?
Hopefully. No, it was... No, I don't... No, it wasn't that. It was not that. All right, we're going to Happy Dogs.
All right, is that all you got to say?
That's all I got to say.
What's your relationship like with the Giant Paul White?
Very good. We always had a very good relationship. We play Xbox sometimes.
You want to see if he wants to come in for a meet and greet?
I don't.
No, you don't want to ask?
No, I don't want to ask. If you wouldn't have made me seem like an alcoholic on the podcast in the past, he'd be here today.
What about JBL?
No.
Didn't you say like you thought JBL hated you, but that you guys were buddies backstage at Pritchard?
We got along really well at Pritchard's show.
Was that shocking to you?
Very.
Yeah?
Yeah, I think he was kind of like in a different element, so it was nice.
You think he's like gotten out of that locker room tough guy element and he's just a normal guy now?
Yeah, I think it's always kind of that thing where if there's a group around, people are different.
There was a big group though of pretty upper tier people.
Yeah, but we don't work with any of them. We don't see him on a daily basis.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Do you think since he's like out of the mix, now he's just like laid back?
He's just a normal dude, yeah.
John, the finance guy that lives in the Bahamas or wherever he lives?
Yeah, that was a really fun day.
Conrad didn't offer me a beer, so.
I love that you're really angry about Conrad not offering you a beer. He said it to me the next day. Conrad was a dick. Didn't offer me a beer. Went around the room to everyone else. Not me.
Or Grado.
Well, Grado because he wanted to fight Hurricane.
Well, that was a whole different time, though. That was different times. Grado tried to fight Hurricane the night before.
Yeah.
And then the first guy we saw when we watched it was Hurricane.
You guys tell me that story on the way to the show, and then, and then I'm dying, and then the first person that walks in is Hurricane. I couldn't
Grado
believe
almost
it.
pissed his
I
pants.
couldn't believe it. Grado, what the fuck am I going to do? What the fuck am I going to do? He was that. You know what I will say is he was the highlight. One of the highlights of my New Orleans trip. Him before you even got to the bar. It was just him and I at Tropical Isle having hand grenades.
Oh yeah.
And it was just him and I, and he was so blown away by the bartender. And whenever someone would order that shark drink, and the place would go nuts, he was having the time of his life. And just to see him having so much fun made me happy.
Yeah, he's a fun guy to be around. He very infectious attitude.
Yes. And now he currently, time sensitive, is in the States on a trip, on a vacation with his girlfriend. They went to New York. They're doing New Orleans, and I think they're doing something else, maybe Florida. But they're doing a whole America trip.
He should swing by Cleveland tonight, hopefully.
No, he's not booked.
He could have been.
He's not booked, Terry.
He could have been.
Well, he did pay. He owes you one.
He does owe me one.
He pulled off, like the show I pulled off for Tim Allen.
Maybe he'll show up tonight on a surprise.
I don't think so. You got maybe Grado 666?
I'm sure they got enough face paint laying around.
I can't wait to see these gig marks, by the way. I'm going to try to put a penny in one.
Dude, Damien 666 is sliced up. They knew at the hotel he was a worker. They said, "You a pro wrestler?"
Jesus.
I don't think he can speak English. Bestia 666 speaks English.
So none of your guests speak English?
Damien 666 just keeps saying, "Amigo," to me. That's it. And then I don't know what else he says after that.
Perfect.
So I guess we'll wrap it up and we'll go get this show together.
At WWE Hornswoggle on Twitter, at WWE Hornswoggle on Instagram. Check out my new Cameo page.
What's that?
Doing shout-outs to fans on Cameo and Celebrity Video Messenger.
You're one of those guys now, huh?
Oh, yeah.
You sold one yet?
I sold 7 yesterday.
Oh, my God.
I have one waiting for me. I'm going to shoot right after we get it done here. Maybe I'll do it at Happy Dogs.
That's bizarre.
Dylan Postel on Cameo and Celebrity Video Messenger. Thanks.
Goodbye.